Hello everyone and welcome to another video. In this one, well, I've never actually used a science lab before and I thought it's about time I do that. Yeah, so, a quick space station. I wouldn't really consider it a proper space station. It didn't last long, did it? It lasted till the end of the episode, really. Yeah, I just put up there for a bit of science. But because I didn't put on any life swap modules, it couldn't last long, so I just waited a few weeks and took it back to Kerbin. I did actually manage to get all the science back from this though, even though I forgot to add a antenna. It's quite good. Luckily it did have enough power, but yeah, I should have remembered to add enough food. And right here I didn't actually. So I haven't actually unlocked yet the RCS modules, so there wasn't really much point having the RCS tank, but I don't think I really noticed that, so yeah. Yeah, so as you can see by that decoupler, I was planning to decouple that and just recover the crew module, but I ended up, yeah, that's what I thought at the time. But it turned out, well, the science, because I couldn't transmit it back, it was just being stored in the science lab, so I wouldn't have really got much science back if it weren't, yeah, if it weren't recoverable, so luckily I did manage to recover it. I'm not really sure why I did bring 3 mystery U's, since I have a scientist on board. I didn't actually end up needing the top parachute. I end up just getting, because I haven't unlocked the biggest parachutes, I just end up using the small one and using tweakscale to make it bigger, but that didn't really end up, like, being needed. It burnt up in the atmosphere and all that, so yeah. But whatever, I think it has about the same effect as a nose cone, so yeah. And right there I added some struts from the upper fuel tank to the lower decoupler, the upper whatever. So that's just, I think that just looks alright, but yeah. Right here I have that engine on the middle stage. It's currently the lower stage, but yeah. But overall, I can't remember. This sort of reminds me of, that engine sort of reminds me of the Centaur upper stage booster, but yeah, I think that it's just, I really like that, how that booster looks. And then I essentially get 2 of those engines strapped together. And I think it's the RD170. Or something like that. Then some side boosters, always good. Okay, I don't always like side boosters, but yeah, they're alright. And as you can hear here, I do have music on, although I realise that that's probably, yeah, after 4 episodes I sort of realised that that's probably not the nicest thing to listen to. Sped up music by 4 times. 3 times in some places, 6, 7 times in other places, so at this point I think it's 3 times faster when I'm building this. Later on in the flight it's about 6 times faster. Yeah. I think I'm not really sure how I feel about the Atlas rocket alongside the SLS, because really to me they look almost exactly the same, although it isn't how they look, it's more how they function. Well, it's always a nice bonus if they look cool. Right here I've called it the Asgard 1. I was going to call it the Olympus rocket or something, because it's like a space station, so it's like call after a place where gods dwell or something cool like that, because usually I name my rockets after Greek gods or something. So I was gonna, because I have the Athena rocket, I was gonna call it I think Athena is a Greek god. I don't know. So I was gonna call it Olympus, but at that point when building it, I couldn't actually remember what it was called. So I ended up just calling it Asgard because I looked up some names where gods lived in mythology, and well, it's the wrong mythology, but who said I was doing a theme here? So yeah. So we go. I've got fully circularized, well, not really fully. It's not the best circularization, but it's functional, and that's all it really needs to be. Here we go. So I've got a good Ole encounter. I'm not really sure if that's how you pronounce it, but that's just how I'm going to pronounce it. Right. So we've got an Ole encounter. And right here, I undershot it. I overshot the time warp, so I got too close to it. So I'm just doing that. Terrier engine, it turns out, on a 2.5 meter thing, which is many tons, is probably not the best idea. So yeah, it doesn't have the best thrust weight, so that when I looked up when I looked at the kerbalengineer thing or whatever it was, I don't know. It's just in this version, it doesn't really calculate where the interstages are, so I didn't really think much about it. But yeah. And I didn't even get the maneuver node right the first time. Anyway, there we go. I'm just lowering the periapsis so that I can get space low over Ole science. Just getting some screenshots there. This game is beautiful with Scatterer, and especially this planet mod. It's just beautiful. And right here, I'm just trying to figure out how the hell you use a science lab. I hadn't actually used it before this occasion. Like, I knew they probably had some function, but I didn't know how powerful they were. I just didn't even bother to look it up. Yeah. So I looked it up after about 5 minutes of trying to work it out, which, luckily for you, is sped up way more than it actually was. Wow, it's beautiful. I think Ole is like a beautiful planet, you know? Yeah. Just, I like that sort of thing. It's like, sort of like the Mana and things, but it's a bit more unique. It's a nicer colour. Yeah, I'm still trying to work out how to use the science lab. It turns out you have to press start research to make it work. I think that's just hilarious. Like, I looked for a button like that, but I didn't actually see it the first time. That was slightly annoying, but yeah. And I probably should have added some sort of aerodynamics that it could re-enter. I didn't really put much thought into re-entry. Except, well, I was going to add a heat shield, but it didn't actually end up. Yeah, the heat shield, I haven't unlocked at this point the right size heat shield. And at this point, 360 science. Lovely. So I ended up getting a bigger antenna, and better rocketry, better rockets and things. I don't know. I think I got something else. I'm not sure. Yeah. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.